Professor Ronald J. Daniels, Sir Tim Berners-Lee, Mr. Nadar, trustees, and members of the Shiv Nadar Foundation, members of the Shiv Nadar University Court, members of the Shiv Nadar University Executive Council, Vice Chancellor Rupamanjari Ghosh, President Rajiv Swarup, directors, Registrar Sudhir Nail, my fellow faculty, staff, distinguished guests, graduating batch of 2018, students, proud parents, and all who have assembled for SNU's fourth convocation. This indeed is a great moment for the Shiv Nadar University as we come together to celebrate the fourth convocation. This day belongs to the fourth batch of students of SNU just about to become our alumni. You are the stars today. This is a significant milestone in your academic journey, and I hope that going forward, you will all continue to live by the values that this university taught you. No matter where you should decide to go, you will be the ambassadors of our work at the university, and I hope you will live up to that responsibility. It seems like only yesterday that we celebrated our first convocation. When we are interested or immersed in institution building as a university of this magnitude, at a university of this magnitude, days go by very fast. Every day poses a new challenge. You live it 24/7 happily. The only constancy and comfort are quality students like you and stellar faculty from whom you've had the good fortune to learn from, as well as our dedicated staff. I leave it to our Vice Chancellor Ghosh to talk to you about the university's past year achievement later. I will focus on letting the world know what your alma mater is all about so that they understand why you stand out. Of course, the university originated as a result of the founder, Mr. Nadar's strong conviction, quote, "Education is and will be the most powerful tool for individual and for social change, and we must do all it takes to facilitate it," unquote. As Chancellor, what values this budding university should represent and how we excite the potential of minds of our bright students is something that I always think about. How to facilitate and enhance learning can be greatly helped with the array of technological tools that is being available now. But how best to drive the devise educational programs to stimulate all parts of the brain, logic and creative side that will enable our students to produce the best that they can, that task, my friends, is non-trivial. For example, if someone exhibits strong technical or mathematical skills, say an engineering student, how can we help bring out the creative side of his or her capabilities, which make anything that they produce much better? Creativity, by definition, is the use of imagination in producing something different, not incremental. For example, Japan's high-speed bullet train can withstand earthquakes and is capable of operating up to 320 kilometers per hour. To make it happen, someone had to imagine things that never existed. Okay. And not only that, what they did to reduce a tremendous amount of noise that it generates, they created a structure inspired by the kingfisher bird that is imagination and creativity coming together. I read an article about the following episode. In Berlin in 1929, the poet and journalist George Sylvester Weyerach asked Albert Einstein, how do you account for your discoveries? Through intuition or through inspiration? He replied, both. I sometimes feel I'm right, but I do not know it. When 2 expeditions of scientists went to test my theory, I was convinced they would confirm my theory. I was convinced that I wasn't surprised when the results confirmed my intuition. But I would have been surprised had I been wrong. Note this, I'm enough of an artist to draw freely on my imagination, which I think is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the whole world. One should note that psychologists have studied imaginative thoughts from different perspectives. They look from the creativity side, they look from artistic expression part, and also from everyday imagination. What is interesting is that Dr. Ruth Byrne, in her book called The Rational Imagination, How People Create Alternatives to Reality, she claims that everyday imaginative thoughts about these alternatives to reality may be based on the same cognitive processes on which rational thoughts are also based. I hope my friend Dr. Ramchandran, where is he? Director of the Defense Psychological Research Lab, is here somewhere. I hope he agrees with these findings. Okay. This observation is important and is the key to our belief that we at Shiv Nadar University could devise a curriculum that taps into the creative side of cognition, perhaps much more easily than we thought. For an article in IEEE Spectrum, okay, that is the Journal of Electronics and Electrical Engineers, some people think that the phrase creative engineer is an oxymoron. Really? Does it really have to be like that? Okay, if you look at earlier centuries, okay, people could study arts and sciences in depth, not necessarily in isolation. It is over time that education got more and more specialized. Leonardo da Vinci is perhaps the most famous artist, and he is most famous for the Mona Lisa and Last Supper, great pieces of art. But at the same time, this creative person also made so many inventions: anemometer, flying machine, air screw, parachute, armored car, giant crossbow, on and on and on. Same artist, and he has all these inventions you can look up. We at Shiv Nadar University thought, okay, why can't we enable every student to be both creative and inventive? Many universities and colleges are only in engineering or liberal arts oriented. They cannot provide to their students such enabling and enlightened curriculum. At Shiv Nadar, we can. We are a multidisciplinary university, and this enables us to truly transcend the conventional siloed approach to expose our students broadly to the fascinating intersection of engineering, arts, and beyond. I'm proud to say that from this fall, a course in creative design will form the core for the entire School of Engineering and Computer Science, and with other disciplines to follow. Some of you may wonder whether my emphasis on the imagination side will take away from the knowledge side of the curriculum, which is just as important. No worries at all. In many schools, especially the ones stressing applied curricula like engineering universities, humanities is mostly a checkbox. At SNU, we have designed a curriculum that emphasizes, it is holistic, emphasizes humanities, and cross-curriculum courses that are compulsory for every student. So they always have a swath of courses so that the knowledge content is as strong as in the chosen field, but also across the related fields and curriculum, the cross-curriculum courses. If it hadn't been that way, one of our SNU electrical engineering students, folks, he would not have gotten admission at the famous Georgetown School of Public Policy. He got it because he could take not only engineering courses, but sociology courses too. He is working right now for a policy think tank in Washington, D.C. Creative growth and technical learning are not mutually exclusive, okay? And just I have to tell you something. Now, this is the news in today's Economic Times, okay, which says, IITians to get lessons in fine arts and humanities. Okay, this is 1918, May 19th newspaper, and they are thinking about it. When did IIT Madras come into existence? I believe it was 1967 or somewhere. Shiv Nadar University started in 2011, and we've been having courses in arts and humanities for everybody since then. So if they took only this many years for them to follow, the other one that I'm talking about, having creative design in the curriculum, maybe by the end of 21st century, other universities could probably follow up. That is Shiv Nadar University, new age university, folks. Back to the graduating students on this very special day. I would like to congratulate each and every one of you for being a part of this dream called Shiv Nadar University. I'm sure with the education and training that you've received here, you have the tools to realize your dreams. The average per capita income of an Indian is close to 100,000 rupees. The average amount spent by Shiv Nadar Foundation on each student here is about 3.35 lakhs. Today, only 8.15% of Indian population is graduate. It is easy for you to see how fortunate you have been, which means you are all a part of a privileged few. As such, it accords great power to you. Hundreds of millions of Indians still need a lot of help. You have succeeded through completion of Shiv Nadar University's homework, tests, and exams. But I have one final question for you, or rather a request for you. Can each one of you please be a dream facilitator for at least one such Indian? Please, raise your hands, please. Okay? Dream big. Follow your dreams with old-fashioned hard work, and you will reach your goals. Good luck. வாழ்க பாரதம், Jai Hind, which in Tamil, perhaps the only classical language that has been in continuous use, written, spoken, and prose form for several thousand years, and the second language is spoken by the majority language in India. So that means for people who do not know Tamil or Hindi, long live India. Thank you.